Hi, this is your host. Today we're going to talk about how to learn to swim. From the very basics of getting in the water and getting comfortable all the way through the 4 competitive strokes and some basic stroke technique. This is going to be a very comprehensive guide to learning how to swim, and it's going to be in 3 parts. So if you want to learn to swim, or you have a family member who wants to learn to swim, make sure to save this video so that you can refer back to it as you go through the process of learning to swim. And let's get started with part 1 of our guide to learning how to swim. Okay, so part 1 is all about getting comfortable in the water. If you've never been in a pool before, or you're a bit nervous in the water, this is where you need to start. Head to your local pool and just spend time in the water getting comfortable. If you have a local lake or beach that's a little bit closer to you than a pool, that's great too. The water is probably going to be a little bit warmer, and you won't have to worry about getting all the way across the pool. You can just get your feet wet on the shore. If you have a pool at home, that's even better. But the main goal here is to get comfortable in the water and to get over any fears that you might have about being in the water. We want to make sure that you are completely comfortable before you start actually learning how to swim, so that you can enjoy the process, so that you can pass this fear on to other people. Now, once you've spent a few days or maybe a week or two just getting comfortable around the pool, it's time to move on to step 2, which is learning to float. There's 2 main reasons why I recommend that you learn to float. The first is because it's a lot of fun, and it feels really good to just float around the pool. But the second and more important reason is because it's going to help. You get your body used to the feeling of being in the water, and it's going to help. You develop some of those muscles that you're going to need for swimming. There's a couple different ways that you can go about learning how to float. My favorite way is just to get a noodle and then hold it above your head and lean back. The noodle will help you keep calm, and it'll help you feel more stable as you refloating. Another option is to grab the edge of the pool and just lean back and try to get your face in the water. If you have a friend who already knows how to swim, just ask them to give you a little bit of a push, and then see if you can stay afloat for as long as possible. Once you've mastered floating on your back, it's time to learn how to float on your stomach. Again, you can use the noodle for support, or you can just use your arms to help you keep your head down. Try to keep your eyes looking down at the bottom of the pool and try to relax your body as much as possible. The third thing that you should do once you've learned how to float is try doing some underwater work. This could be as simple as putting your face in the water and trying to take a big deep breath and then blowing bubbles. Or you can do some underwater swimming with the help of a snorkel. My favorite way to do this is to grab the edge of the pool and do some underwater handstands. Okay, so now that you've gotten comfortable in the water and you know how to float, it's time to start learning how to swim. There's 4 main competitive strokes in swimming: freestyle or front crawl, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. In this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of freestyle and backstroke. If you want me to do a separate video on breaststroke and butterfly, let me know in the comments below. Okay, so when you're swimming freestyle or front crawl, you're going to take a big deep breath in through your nose and then your mouth. After you inhale, you're going to exhale out through your mouth and then your nose. When you breathe in the water, you want to try to make your body as straight as possible so that you move through the water like a torpedo. Your head should be looking down at the bottom of the pool, and your eyes should be looking about half a meter in front of your feet. When you kick your feet, you want to try to keep them together and make a downward motion with your legs. Your kick should come from your hips, and your ankles should stay flexible so that you can point your toes. It's really important that you keep your head still when you re-swimming freestyle so that you do and turn your body over. Now, when you're swimming backstroke, you're going to do pretty much everything that you did for freestyle, except backwards. You're going to breathe out through your mouth and then your nose, just like you did with freestyle, and your head should be looking down at the bottom of the pool. Your eyes should be looking about half a meter in front of your feet. When you kick your feet, you want to try to keep them together and make a downward motion with your legs, just like you did with freestyle. Okay, so now that you know how to do the 4 competitive strokes, it's time to start putting it all together and swimming a full lap. When you swim your first lap, you want to take your time and make sure that you have good form. It's much better to swim a slower lap with good form than a fast lap with bad form. Make sure that you keep your head still and your eyes looking down at the bottom of the pool. Keep your body straight like a torpedo and use your legs to propel you forward. Breathe to the side and make sure that you exhale all the way out. Relax your body and enjoy the process. Okay, so now that you know how to swim a full lap, it's time to start working on your stroke technique. One of the best ways to do this is to get some feedback from a coach or a friend who is a strong swimmer. You can also work on your stroke technique by videoing yourself and then watching the video back. You want to make sure that you keep your body in line and make sure that you re-rotating your hips as you swim. You also want to make sure that you're keeping your elbow high and reaching all the way through the water when you pull. Okay, so now that you know how to swim and you know how to improve your stroke technique, it's time to start working on your speed. If you want to increase your speed, you're going to have to do some interval training. An easy way to do this is to swim a lap and then rest for 30 seconds and then repeat. As you get better, you can shorten your rest time and increase the number of laps that you swim. And that's it, my guide to learning how to swim. I hope that this video was helpful for you. And if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and happy swimming.